Welcome to Narrow Ground Entertainment. I'm Steve the Unimpressed. This is Steve Solo's 7 Days to Die Alpha 19, Episode 15. Because of my foolish death in the last episode, right before the horde came, I still need to go and pick up my backpack. So that is probably going to be the next course of business after I go and unload all of this junk. Well, I suppose not all of it's junk. A bunch of it is junk, though. I'm going to go ahead and read this Wasteland Treasures book, which apparently helps you find more water. Or actually, if I recall correctly, that might give you the recipe for mineral water. Let me just check that quick. Pure mineral water, it is unlocked. Yep, that is how you get the pure mineral water recipe, which is actually good. The pure mineral water is significantly better than the boiled water. It restores quite a bit more of your thirst. It has some impact on curing dysentery. I'm not sure exactly how that works right now. That might be a 20% chance to cure dysentery, or it might reduce the duration of dysentery by 20% or something along those lines. I don't think I've had dysentery in a while. The efficient digestion buff basically slows down how quickly you get hungry for the duration of the buff, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong, don't quote me. I'm not doing tutorial videos yet, otherwise I would have looked all this up somewhere. So from now on, we will probably make pure mineral water for drinking and use boiled water for cooking purposes. Boiled water is an ingredient in most of the better recipes, including pumpkin pie. Since I'm quite overloaded with stuff, I am going to take a lot of this back to my base and stash it away, and then I will go to reclaim my bag. And I might just finish looting that house while I'm there, because why not? Ooh, actually, before I go and do that, I'm also going to look at my skills menu, because I have 4 skill points available. I leveled up more than once in last episode's zombie horde. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the last level of the base perception attribute. That gives me more headshot damage and better dismemberment chance with all of the weapons that are governed by the perception attribute, which includes all my rifles. And having the 10th rank of the perception attribute means that any perk in the perception family I can now buy. I have fulfilled all the prerequisites other than the perks ahead of it. So, stuff that is in this perk category, I am going to start buying in the near future. And there's a lot of stuff. One of the reasons I wanted to max that out is there's a lot of stuff in here that I want. I probably should devote some points to some of the other attributes. Maybe not to the attributes themselves, but to perks within those attributes. But there's so much stuff in perception that I want that I figured I might as well max that out as soon as possible. One of the ones that I want to get is the Demolitions Expert tree. I have not really messed around with explosives that much in this game before. Seeing as I have a good set of mines for gunpowder right now, I'm thinking about trying that stuff out a little bit more. One thing I like to be able to do, though, is use the bulk crafting options, and there is one of those for gunpowder, which means you use a smaller amount of resources to create the same amount of gunpowder. And if I get the 3rd rank of the Demolitions Expert perk, I can use the bulk crafting stacks for gunpowder. So that's something to work towards. For now, I'm just going to buy the first one, which allows me to make pipe bombs and landmines, because that won't end badly. Anyway, let's get off to the base and deposit some of this junk. I'm so overloaded, I'm not even sure that I can make the jump, so I'm going to use some wood frame blocks to bridge instead, and now I'm home. Finally. Recog is a special food thing that drastically increases your ranged damage. I'm not sure whether this is still a thing. It's not in the description anymore. It used to be addictive. I don't remember exactly how that operated because I never used it enough for that. be somewhat wary if you decide to start using it, because it may or may not be addictive. They might have taken that out, but who's to say? For once, I'm going to try to deposit everything that I will be depositing in the food box before I move on. And I might even have been successful at that. We'll find out in a little bit. Okay, inventory decluttered. Let's get off to recover the rest of my stuff. There's the backpack. Now we're just going to collect all the rest of that. And then back to being encumbered, which is okay. This place should still be clear of zombies, so I am going to finish clearing it of loot as well. Okay, I'm finished rifling through that place, so now it's time to figure out what I'm going to take home and what I'm going to leave behind. Right at this moment, both my inventory and my extra chest that I've left outside are pretty full. So, I actually got quite a lot of stuff from working through this place. The question really is just what do I want and or need to bring back to base with me, and what can stay here against a different time when I can come and collect it. One more interesting thing I did find in there was an iron crossbow, which is something that I had mentioned in an earlier episode. You get a bonus to damage when you're sneaking with crossbows, so it's worth keeping that in mind, and occasionally worth keeping them around. Let's go ahead and drink some water there. I also discovered, by looking through the menus a little bit, they did change the art for the steel tools. I think they changed it for all of them, actually. So they all look a little bit different than they did before. So this steel axe is just the regular upgraded tool. So I will probably be replacing my current iron fire axe with this steel axe because, well, it's better. Steel tools are better. And since it's at the same quality level, I will be able to transfer all my mods. The iron crossbow I probably am going to keep around. I'm not sure how much I will be using it, but I might take it to the mines with me, since I plan to work in my mines for nitrate powder and coal at night, and since using firearms is one of the things that adds to the heat map that determines how often zombies spawn and run towards you, might be beneficial if I use the crossbow instead of using my firearms if I need to kill a zombie while I'm mining. Okay, I am leaving basically fully loaded, but one thing I did do was grab anything that I could sell to the trader. So I think I'm going to stop by the trader on the way back to home. The trader is on the way back to home, and that will lighten my load considerably. Okay, it took an absurd amount of time to get here, but we're finally at Trader Hugh's. So let's see what we can get rid of here.
Another survivor. I hope you got money.
Okay, Hugh bought most of our junk, so let's get home and deposit the useful things. And then I'm probably going to run off towards my coal and or nitrate powder mines, so that I can dig up some of that tonight. Oop, hang on. I hear a zombie. There you are. There. Couldn't let a whole episode go by without killing a zombie. It's 7 days to die, after all. One other thing I'm going to do before I run off to my mines is kill these zombies. Was it only 3? Oh, there's another. Missed. There we go. Okay, killing zombies was not what I was going to say, but it's useful. What I was going to say is I'm going to come down here and check on the farm, because I believe it is harvest day. And I got enough rotten flesh from, well, between those dogs and what I found in the loot in that house. I found quite a bit in there. I had enough to make 15 more farm plots, which means I have enough to expand the farm quite a bit. Let's rearrange the tools here. There. I'm going to put down 2 more farm plots for pumpkin seeds, which, as luck would have it, we actually found in an earlier episode, so I don't have to craft them. There, now I have all 10 of the pumpkin plants that I wanted. Let's just harvest these others here. Matter of fact, why don't I just go ahead and harvest everything else too? Okay, fully harvested fields. Now, how many farm plots do I still have? Quite a few. I think that I'm going to at least lay down the farm plots for the rest of the corn that I want to have out here. Which I'm actually going to have to wait for a few moments to do because I'll need to make more wood frame blocks. And, you know, my inventory is currently making farm plots instead. I believe I will have enough aloe vera to craft another of those. Yes. Aloe vera seed. Whoops. Stayed at the farm a little later than I meant to. Oh well. You can get quite a few zombies spawning at night, but you're never going to get as many on a regular night as you would on a horde night. So, I'm not too worried. That is the rest of the farm plots that I'm intending to have for corn laid out. I'm going to probably not complete the row for coffee, but I'm going to put out 3 more farm plots for coffee so that I can put out the number of seeds that I have in my inventory at least. There. So I took the second row of coffee out, and I'm going to put other things there. Not sure if I'm going to be able to put anything there right now. The reason that I removed the coffee from that row is that we are now going to have some additional things that we need to grow. The recipe for mineral water requires both goldenrod and chrysanthemum, so if I'm going to continue using that on a regular basis, I am going to need to provide myself with a good supply of those. And while there is quite a lot of that just growing at random around the world, I am going to have to take up the cultivation of it if I want to just be able to have it on hand all the time. Well, I suppose I wouldn't have to, but it's more convenient running around the world looking for patches of it every time I need to boil water. I'm going to go ahead and plant a couple more blueberries as well. And I'm going to go ahead and kill this zombie before he notices me. That worked. Let's see, did that attract any more? Nope, looks like he was by himself. And I have 1 more unassigned farm plot, so I'm going to put that right here. And that will be where I start either the goldenrod or the chrysanthemum, one of the two. Probably whichever of them I am able to make more seeds for out of however many I have lying around in my random junk boxes back at the base. And we still have a few hours of in-game time left until it's time to call it a day, so let's run over to one of the mines and get some work done. Oop. Hi. Wolf. Ow, this gun is empty. Okay, he surprised me a little bit. Not nearly as surprising as when I realized my double-barrel shotgun didn't have any ammunition in it. And now he's going to be, well, mostly glue. I would say stew, but I still don't have any potatoes. Anyway, I decided on the nitrate mine, although I didn't really mean to fall into it, I meant to climb down the ladder, because the nitrate mine is closer to the farm than the coal mine. Figured it was best to minimize the amount of time I spent running around the world in the dark. Even if I am powerful enough to take on most of the zombies I would find out here at night anyway. What on earth? Oh, I bet that's a spider zombie when he's not screaming at me. Yep, there he is. Let's actually use the hunting rifle. And I missed. Okay, well, now we'll use the double barrel. That went well. Oh, see, this is what I have warned about in a previous episode regarding shotguns. I did a significant amount of damage to my mine structure by using the double barrel instead of using rifle. It's okay, though. That's what I have a hammer for. I am going to have to put a floor on top of that eventually, and probably walls right here, because the deeper this gets, the more of a problem it's going to be when I just fall into the mine instead of using the ladder. Sooner or later, I'm going to start breaking legs doing that. Oop, I hear more zombies. Hi there. I did say I was going to try to use the crossbow out here earlier, didn't I? Well, so much for that plan. I left it at the house. After removing the next layer, you can see that we're down on quite a good nitrate powder deposit in this mine. And I see a little bit of lead over here in the wall as well, which I wasn't necessarily looking for, but it's never going to hurt to have more of that. That is, after all, what bullets are made out of. Now this is where you start having to be a little bit careful about how you mine, because what was above that lead was actually gravel. I did not notice that right away, but these overhangs are gravel, not the good clay. You want to dig out the gravel. This is where I start kind of going out in the mines too. I'm going to go out until I get either rock or clay instead of gravel. Like here's some rock. Right here I'm going to keep going because this is more gravel. And that is the stuff that is likely to fall down on you when you're mining. And, you know, that's not really desirable. So you want good, solid clay soil and rock to be the only stuff that's above you that your supports are holding up. Alright, that has gone a bit deeper, so we're starting to make some pretty good progress on this mine. But it is time to end this episode. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel to see more content from me, and if you'd like to help my channel grow, please share it with your friends. Goodbye and God bless.